Use hydrogen peroxide in the garden. Hydrogen peroxide is one of the most underestimated substances when it comes to its beneficial use. Bearing the molecules of both water and oxygen, it is an effective disinfectant due to its oxidizing property. It can help you in dealing with problems both outside and inside your house. Not known to many, hydrogen peroxide can be a garden essential because of its various applications. It has its own limelight in any type of garden there is. Plants need oxygen to improve their general welfare. That is exactly what peroxide do. It releases oxygen for plant use. Here are some ways to utilize hydrogen peroxide in your garden. Use hydrogen peroxide in conditioning sprouting seeds before planting. Normally, these sprouts are soaked in water. Add 8% hydrogen peroxide to the water that will be used for these sprouts. Soak them in duration of 3 to 4 hours. With this addition, the sprouts are expected to grow not only faster, but also stronger. Use hydrogen peroxide as a healing regimen for sick plants. With the same strength used for the seeds, spray some on the plant's leaves. To prevent infection, spray it on tree cuts. Sometimes, this substance is strong enough to drive away bad bugs, which can cause further deterioration for the plant's condition. This property of peroxide is especially useful in a vegetable garden. Opportunistic bugs are easily kept on bay, hence promoting an undisturbed growth for vegetable crops. Use hydrogen peroxide to control molds and mildew found on greenhouse. Hydrogen peroxide has an oxidizing property, which is fatal for molds and mildew. A gallon of water is mixed up with a cup of 3% hydrogen peroxide. Use hydrogen peroxide as a general fertilizer. Before planting a seedling to the ground, spray some hydrogen peroxide to the seedling's roots as well as the hole in the ground and the surrounding area. Do this with the use of a handheld spray. Mix about 1 tablespoon of 3% peroxide with every cup of water. Please be reminded that the strength of the peroxide has to be taken into careful consideration. 35% strength of hydrogen peroxide with water has a ratio of 1/4 tablespoon for a cup of water. Use hydrogen peroxide to prevent the bad effects of overwatering, such as root rotting. The substance boosts the root's health. Hydrogen peroxide will supply oxygen to the overwatered area where air spaces are replaced with water, literally drowning the plant. Besides, high oxygen levels are very beneficial to the roots. If the plant can have a healthy root system, then it can actually have a good chance to grow into a healthy plant afterwards. Use hydrogen peroxide to disinfect the water being used for garden plants. Hydrogen peroxide also acts like chlorine. Moreover, this means that the runoff water from the plant will not be as harmful to the seas and rivers where these are eventually drained. Underrated uses of hydrogen peroxide still are worth considering even by the modern farmer. It is one of the most useful substances you can store on your household, and because it is cheaper than other alternatives. It is also one of the most popular.